My name is Greg Cadlub, and I'm the president of the Flatonia Rail Museum here in Flatonia, Texas. And we've got a lot of neat things here, inside and outside both. And I'm going to be giving a short tour here. At the museum here, we're happy to say we have all 4 scales for model trains. This is the smallest. It's called N gauge, and it's so teeny. I'm going to start it up here. The wheels are so small that my eyes, I can't even get them on the track properly. The next scale up, it's called HO scale, and on this layout we have tried a little bit to reproduce our small town of Flatonia. And we have here our main industry, Cal Maine, that produces eggs. And then, like for instance, here's our water tower, which we've nicknamed the Tin Man, which we have just right down the street here, old antique water tower. And we have a restored movie theater that just is come back to life now. It's called the Lyric, and they show movies there every Friday and Saturday night, which I actually make popcorn there and sell tickets. We have a train order hoop, which actually is from Jimmy Rogers. He was a railroad switchman and the father of country music, and it lists all the different songs that he wrote. And there's a picture of how they would pick up and deliver mail while the train was moving. They would pick up the mail bag. And this is our 3rd scale up the line. This is called O scale, or Lionel. And pre-World War II, they had these trains that came out, and if your father was well-to-do enough that he could get one of these for his sons, that was like the best present ever to have something like this. And such a piece of history right here. We're proud to have it. Next, the 4th train here is the largest scale. It's called G scale. It stands for garden. And a lot of people will set these up outside their homes. But my father and I recreated an old western town here. It took us 10 years to build this. We had so much fun. I got closer to him in that 10 years than all the rest of it put together. There's so many stories on here. Everything makes sense, pertains to our family. My sister Robin loves horses and owns horses, and this is her livery right here. See, now that's... Small town of Flatonia is a great spot for a train museum because this is the 3rd busiest area for real trains in all of Texas. We have right outside the museum here a track, and just a little ways down is a cross track that goes from San Antonio to Houston and then Dallas down to the Gulf. So we get a lot of trains coming through here all the time. And at that location of that cross track, we had what was called Tower 3, which we have that outside here, and it was the last working tower. 1996 is when they dismantled it, where they have a gentleman sits up high and he's got these huge levers that actually will throw. There was 5 switch tracks that he could control with 15 different levers. Yes, this is Flatonia Tower number 3. They had it moved here. It was down where the cross track was, and this controlled 5 different switch tracks. And this was the end of an era where levers would do that. And they closed it down in 1996. And you can see to the right
where all the rods were hooked up that actually threw the switch tracks that would make the trains change direction. They're old and rusty now, but there was many of these rods that would extend down a quarter mile, and they would run rods of this diameter, and they would run on greased rails, and then they would attach to the switch tracks, so the levers up above in the tower would make the switch tracks move. And this is our tower number 3, and of course the number corresponds to how old it is. And up here at the top was the lighting boards for the 5 switch tracks to say whether they were thrown correctly or not. And here's all the levers, 15 of them, 3 for each switch track. And some of them had motor assists because we're actually moving rods that are greased that go way the heck down to where the switch tracks are located. So I would have loved to have been up here when it was operational. The purpose of the caboose, this is living quarters for trains, especially the ones that went across country. We're on the inside of a fully restored Southern Pacific caboose. Cabooses, we all miss them so much. Here used to be a bunk bed they'd sleep in, and they had a stove, a refrigerator, fresh water. There would be a pressure gauge here that would read the air brakes through the entire train, and if that dropped low, that means there's a leak. So right here, they would talk to the conductor up front to stop the train so they could find the leak.